Good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's time for the Daily Spice. 10 minutes of inspiration, empowerment, and motivation to get you through your day. Let's go. Y'all ready this morning? Listen, y'all see the faces coming a little bit clearer. My arms are getting clearer. Whew. Listen, I don't know what my body is doing except doing another hormonal shift, but it's okay. I'm reclaiming my confidence this morning. Regardless of what I'm showing up like, I am going to reclaim my confidence this morning, Shakira. That's okay. You know, life be lifing. Listen, the body be doing what the body be doing during menopause, and it's okay. I even went to the doctor yesterday. Yes, I am down 10 pounds. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, 10 pounds since January. That's right. 14 inches off the body since January. That's right. Come on. So excited yesterday. And it was a good visit. We discussed some things that I can do to help get through this hormonal shift. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. And you know what? Doing the work is helping me to reclaim my confidence. And that's what I want to talk to y'all this morning about. Reclaiming your confidence and walking boldly again. You used to be bold. You used to be more confident than what you are. See, confidence is not something that goes completely away. Sometimes we just got to go back in and go, I need a swift kick. I need a fire up under me so that confidence can come back to us. Listen, life is knocking us down sometimes. It has been the month of May. Y'all, this month has been crazy. But even before that, I just didn't feel comfortable some days. Y'all know how it is when you got stuff going on and you just, like, I don't even feel like my own body. That's right. Well, sometimes you just got to go back in and reclaim that confidence for yourself. That's what you got to do. So let's talk about it this morning. Your confidence is not lost, sis. It just needs to be reclaimed. Today, I want to give you 3 steps to reclaim your confidence. That's all. 3 steps to reclaim that confidence that you used to have. Shakira, you used to walk into a room and own it and feel like it was your room. You used to. All right, Gina, you know how you used to be. Come on, Miss Peggy. You know how that felt for you. But there are times when you just don't feel that way. Right? There are times when you step on the scale and you curse the scale with the 3 numbers that are there. There are times when you know you've been on your A plus game, but now you kind of feeling like a D plus or even a F game sometimes. Yep. You need to reclaim your confidence. So here's step number 1. How do I do that? How do I reclaim my confidence and feel bold again? Here's step number 1. You got to revisit who God says you are. Come on, real simple. Ain't nothing deep this morning. You simply got to reclaim who God says you are. See, the world calls you wife. The world calls you mom. The world calls you worker. The world calls you fixer. But can I tell you who God called you? God called you daughter. God called you chosen. God called you beloved. And those are the names that we forget sometimes. We forget that God has called us to be his beloved. We forget that God called us as his daughter. We forget that God called us to be chosen. And we're so busy doing for other people, doing wife, doing mom, doing the fixer, that we forget to simply be the daughter of God, to be the chosen of God, to be the beloved of God. And so when you take a moment, and just take a moment for this morning real quick and think about this. Who were you? Right, sis? Who were you before life put all them titles on you? Who were you before life showed up and said, you got to be this person and be this person and be this person and be this and do this and do this and do this? Who were you before all of that? See, while you were busy doing all of those titles, you just simply forgot to be. So the first step is to remember who God called you to be. He called you to be his daughter. He called you to be his chosen. He called you to be his beloved. See, confidence is not built, it's simply remembered. You got to remember who God called you to be. Here's the second thing. You got to release the voice of fear and failure. Ooh, listen to me. I don't know about y'all, but those past 53 years back there, woo woo, they full of some failures. They're full of some fears. They're full of some people's doubts about me. They're full of some things that I used to believe that people told me because they were the title that the people gave me. It was the fear of failing again. It was the fear of being seen by others and not being good enough based on others' beliefs about me. It was the fear of actually being too much. So I learned how to shrink myself so that I could fit in with other people. It was the fear of not being enough. Good God Almighty, compared to what other people thought about me. There was fear. So I had to learn to release the voice of fear and failure. And here's the thing, it wasn't somebody else's voice. It was my own voice, Miss Marjorie. It was my own conversation that I was having in my own head. But see, here's the thing. God never asked me to be perfect. God just simply asked me to be present, and he would do the rest. Do y'all know that? I'm sitting here trying to be perfect for people who had their own ideas of me. And in the time of trying to be perfect for them, I lost who I was. And as I began to lose who I was, the voice of fear and failure showed up. Can I be honest with y'all? That first marriage, listen, I don't even know who she was. I'm just talking about me this morning. That first marriage I was in, I have no clue who that version of Tracy was. Here's why, because I was so busy trying to be somebody else's idea of who I thought he needed me to be. Yeah. So I lost me in the midst of that marriage. I was trying to be who I thought he wanted me to be. And as I was trying to be that person, instead of being authentically me, here's the problem. The voice of fear showed up. Oh, the fear of losing him, the fear of not being a good enough wife, the fear of people not liking me because I was his wife. Oh yeah, all of that showed up. Why? Because I was so busy trying to be who I thought I needed to be. Yeah, and ended up losing the marriage anyway. Child, please. So here's the thing. Once the marriage was over, I started declaring to myself, I am valuable. I do have purpose. And I still matter even if I have to start over. Yeah, I had to silence that voice of fear. And that voice of fear and failure, y'all know it was my own voice. I had to silence her. Here's the third thing I want you to do to build your confidence so you can walk boldly again. I want you to reset how you show up. Yeah, you got to reset how you show up. Listen, in this stage of your life, sometimes you need to hit the reset button. Y'all know how our computers make us do. When it starts going slow and moving slow and not meeting, listen, when it's got too much information floating around and you got to hit a Control-Alt-Delete to hit a reset on that, sometimes you got to do that in your own life. Confidence is a mindset. It's how you move. It's how you walk into a room. It's how you speak your boundaries. It's how you make decisions and not second guess what you put in place to protect you. That's what confidence is. So when you do those things, you reset how you show up. I was meeting with a client last week. And in the midst of our conversation, she was like, I'm so tired of doing this. I'm so tired of doing that. I'm so tired of doing this. And I simply asked her one question. I said, how are you showing up in all of this? I said, you're telling me what other people are doing. I said, but how are you showing up in all of this? And she says, you know what, Doc? I never thought about how I'm showing up. I said, here's the thing. You teach people how to treat you. So if the people are treating you this way, guess who taught them how to do that? You did. I said, so if you are frustrated with the way people are treating you, you've got to reset how you show up. Reset how you're always the answer. Reset how you're always the bank. Reset how you're always the one who has to take care of everybody. Reset how you always take on more than what you're supposed to on your job because you don't want to have things fall apart. So people know that if they come to you, You'll take it on even though it's not part of your job description. Why? Because you set it up that way. So you got to reset. Put those boundaries up. Y'all know I'm the boundary queen. Show enough. All right, that's what I got for you this morning. 3 easy ways. I wish they were that easy, sis. They're not easy. But here's the thing. Consistency is what pays off. Everything is challenging at first because why? You've got to change. But remember, change starts here before change starts out here. Your mindset is what is going to change. So, way number 1, you've got to remember who God called you to be. Revisit who you are. Who does God say you are? Number 2, you got to release your own voice of fear and failure. And number 3, Shakira. Number 3, Bernetta. Number 3, Miss Peggy. You got to reset how you walk into a room, how you show up in life, how you engage in your relationships. You've got to hit that reset button. And here's the thing, as long as you're consistent about it, you're going to build your confidence muscle. And that's what we need in midlife. No longer are you carrying everybody else's baggage, no matter how good you've made it look. That's right. Some of y'all got that LV baggage, that Coach baggage. Some of y'all got that Go-Yard baggage. Some of y'all, see, y'all don't know about that Go-Yard baggage yet. That's right. Some of y'all got that beautiful baggage that you're carrying around. But listen, in this stage of our lives, we are giving folks back their baggage because it's all about us in this stage, and we're not even upset about it. We're not. So those are 3 ways I want you to start working on building your confidence so you can walk boldly again. All right, y'all, that's all I got for y'all this morning. I'm going to keep drinking my sparkling water this morning, heading out. Y'all have an amazing day, and remember to live life spicy. Nicole Tharp says hi. Hi, Nicole. So glad you joined us this morning. Y'all remember to share this video with a sister that needs to hear it. I'm live Monday through Friday. That's right. 7:30 our time together where I pour into you. Listen, I want you to be inspired, empowered, and motivated to love midlife. This is the best time of our lives. Why? Because we get to create the life that we want. All right, y'all, remember to live life spicy. I will see y'all tomorrow morning with another Daily Spice.